British Academy Scotland Awards 2016.
Hello everybody, good evening and welcome ladies and gentlemen. It is my absolute privilege to welcome you all to this annual celebration of creativity as we pay tribute to Scotland's screen industries from a glittering Glasgow.
Comedy, entertainment.
And the BAFTA Scotland Award goes to Mrs. Brown's Boys Christmas Special.
We love making this programme here. We're so grateful. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. We were pretty surprised and very grateful, yeah. When Brendan had a choice of where to make the show, he didn't hesitate to choose Glasgow. He's been touring here for a very long time, loves the city, has a huge connection with the people here. And we've made every episode. We've now made 30, and every one of them's been made here, and we love it, and we've no intention of stopping.
Single documentary.
BAFTA Scotland Award goes to Dunblane, Our Store.
I'm made up in so long. I want to thank the Dunblane community and the people who are in it, who are amazing. I'll probably get quite teary, I guess. This means a lot for them, and it means a lot for me. It means a lot for the wonderful crew that work together, and the execs, Ewan Angus and Claire Patterson. Thanks for believing in us in the film, and Mick and Stephen McGinty, it was his idea. There we are. So thank you very much. And if I can, I'd also try and do a special wee thank you for my wife, because she's put up with me for 24 years. I've been making docs for maybe 21 years. And through making this, I probably had a lot of anxiety whether we were doing the right thing making a film. So I'm going to say this is for Dunblane and the people, and for Carol and my wife. Thank you very much.
100 times. A million. I'd say it's fantastic. I would say it's probably, for me, I'm the director, but the most important film I've ever made in my life in 21 years. So to win this for them, for the community and the contributors who sort of bore our souls and opened up a door that you probably wouldn't want to open the door again. They're amazing, and so it's wonderful for them, for us, for I couldn't be happier.
Writer, film, television, sponsored by Creative Scotland.
First among winners is DC Moore.
I'm English. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry for everything since 1707, but particularly everything since June of this year. Don't leave us, but we'll understand if you do. All I want to say really is thank you to Glasgow, where we filmed, Channel 4, who made it, Clark and Moore helped us make it as well, and my wife, Bea. Thank you very much. Cheers.
I think, if you watch the whole series, it's definitely not anti-Northampton. But everyone I know from Northampton who's got a sense of humour and intellect knows that you can take the piss out of it, and it's fine. It's a funny old place, but I sort of have a genuine love-hate relationship with it, but I've got a love-hate relationship with London as well, so I think that's normal. I'd not really properly worked in television before, and it's an entirely different scale, and it's sort of beyond impressive, really. I was always sort of slightly aghast at how many people work on it. You slightly feel like you're wasting everyone's time in a way that in theatre you meet everyone and you sort of see the whole process, but TV you turn up one day and there's 100 people, and a toilet that you made up for a scene has been made in reality. Do you know what I mean? It was extraordinary, and then massive thanks to Clark and Well, the production company.
Outstanding contribution to craft in memory of Robert McCann.
Isn't that great? I'm so lucky, thank you, BAFTA. Thank you, everybody. Do you know, and it's even better to get it here in Glasgow. And it's Robert McCann's in his name, you know, he's an old friend of mine, so yeah, that makes it extra special. I've been so lucky to work with people over the years that just have trusted me enough to let me run with what I can do, you know, and just create characters and have a good time doing it. 35 years later, I'm still having a great time. I've just been so lucky. And I still meet interesting people, funny people, and I get to see lots of really interesting car parks from my makeup truck window. And yeah, I'm so flattered by this. It's just absolutely amazing. And thank you so much. Bursting with pride. I'm absolutely bursting with pride. It's brilliant to come back here and get this, you know, because I went to art school here, watched BBC Scotland and all that sort of stuff. And it's just lovely to come home. Yeah, massively proud. Well, it's as banal as having acne and covering up my spots, and then taking it a wee bit further, realising that I could do other things with my face. And then I went to art school, and I always painted people. Then I was a teacher for a while, Lindsay Academy, and I was a medical illustrator also for a short while. And then there was a job going to the BBC for a trainee makeup assistant, and a friend of mine said, go on, you can do that. So I applied, and yeah, they gave me the job, and I've never looked back. You know, 35 years later, it just suits me so well. It's just everything about it suits me.
Director, film, television, sponsored by Tattinger.
And the BAFTA Scotland Award goes to Douglas McKinnon.
Douglas can't be here tonight as we didn't tell him he'd been nominated for a joke. But that gives me an opportunity to say of my old friend Douglas, he is the most brilliant and the most Scottish man I have ever met. So it is the fact that he is getting a Scottish BAFTA is like giving an award to Scottishness itself. Now I know he would get all sentimental and just talk about me if he were up here, but one of the people I know, and I genuinely mean this, I know that he would thank is sitting here tonight, and that's Paul McGuigan, who began Sherlock and set the visual style and set the bar so high. So I know that Douglas, honestly, Paul, Douglas would thank you, and then he would say, but I did it better. Do you want to fight? And then you also being Scottish, there would be an actual fight. So I'm kind of personally glad that my great friend Douglas McKinnon, the deserved winner of this award, is not here tonight. Please applaud the most Scottish man you've ever heard of. Thank you.
I really hoped I'd be picking up for Douglas. I really did. It's you know, this sounds a bit self-serving, but I do think that coming into director Sherlock is a big deal these days. It's the bar was set so brilliantly by Paul McGuigan. So many other brilliant directors have innovated through it. It's tough to come in, and we gave him an odd one. We gave him the one that's actually set in Victorian times, and he found so many brilliant and clever and witty alternatives to our modern version of Sherlock Holmes. I couldn't be more pleased for him. He's also just a really wonderful bloke. So I'm really happy for him.
Actor, film, sponsored by Audi.
Peter Mullen for Hector.
Good evening. You can probably tell from my accent that I'm not Peter Mullen. Anyway, he has sent me a note to read out, just in case this eventuality happened. Are we past the watershed? Fine, go. Yep. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, I thought for Glasgow it's pretty tame. Okay. This is what Peter says. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate Ken, Paul and Rebecca on their award for the contribution to world cinema, much deserved. I'd also like to congratulate my fellow nominees, Brian, who's been a hero of mine since I was a teenager, and Jack, who I've been a hero to since he was a child. Many thanks to Jake for giving me the chance to work with such a great cast and crew. Sorry again for not being able to accept this award in person, not least because this will have pawned it by the time I get back. Thank you very much.
There were all sorts of elements that he added. In fact, Hector, I think initially was probably had a slightly darker side, and Peter kind of hinted that he'd had enough of playing kind of dark characters, and he wanted to explore a kind of a kinder sort of person. So I think that was probably the main thing. The other great thing that Peter brings to a set is the way that he raises everybody else's games. He's an incredibly generous actor, and just seeing the way that the other actors on set and the crew completely lifted their games was fantastic to witness.
BAFTA Television, sponsored by the Corinthian Club.
And the BAFTA Scotland Award goes to Douglas Henshall for Shetland.
Thank you very much. That's a surprise. I'd like to thank BAFTA Scotland, and I'd like to thank everybody involved with Shetland, from our runners all the way up to our producers. We are one big, happily dysfunctional family on Shetland, and I wouldn't have them any other way. I'd specifically like to thank Elaine Collins. She's been the architect and the driving force behind this since day one, and she's been relentless about trying to make us the best show that she possibly can. I take my hat off to her, and I'll miss her next year when she's not here. Also our script supervisor, Claire Batty, for the same reasons. Our writers, especially on last season, Gabby Chappie, David Kane, Robert Murphy, without whom none of us would have anything to do. Our producer and line producer, Eric Coulthard and Mark Murdoch, and all our principal cast, and I'm not going to mention them all because I know there's a couple of names I'm just going to forget. However, if you've been in this industry for the last 25 or 30 years, you would have come across a grip by the name of Ian Johnston. And he very sadly died while we were making the first proper series of Shetland when we were on the islands. And I'm not going to claim that he and I were great friends, but I worked with him many times over the years, and every time that I walked onto a set and I saw him, I was happy to see him because he was good at his job. And also you knew that if things were going badly and you were stuck in some godforsaken hillside at 3 o'clock in the morning in the rain having a bitch and a cigarette, you knew that at least you'd be funny about it. I think about him every single time we go back to Shetland, and the industry is all the poorer for his loss. And I'd like to dedicate this to him, Ian Johnson.
Well, very much. I mean, that's the biggest award ceremony I think that we've got in this country. So it's nice to come home and be given something like this. It's lovely. When I think about Shetland, I don't think about being lonely and sad and all that kind of. I think it's a place where I go and work and ride my bike. I have a really good time when I go there. I like going there. But as far as the character's concerned, I suppose I've been doing it for about 3 or 4 years now. So it's just it's something I kind of a place I put myself in that I quite like going to now. That's not kind of one of the good things about what I do is you get to explore parts of yourself that you don't normally, and because it'd be indulgent. But if you get a part that's there, then you can go and just explore that part of yourself, and that's artistically and emotionally very fulfilling a lot of the time. So actually, I'm quite comfortable with it.
Television drama.
And the BAFTA Scotland Award goes to Shetland.
I hate standing up and speaking, so I'll be fast. Thank you, BAFTA Scotland. This means a lot. Thanks to Ben Stevenson for commissioning, Chris Aird for being an endless support, my pal and brilliant script exec, Claire Batty, Eric Coulter for producing and being a joy to work with, the brilliant cast and crew led by Dougie and Alison. Dougie is just my ideal Perez. Thank you, Dougie. Thanks to David Kane and Alex Perrin for joining us halfway through. Robert Murphy, whose story aligned with us and wrote 2 terrific episodes. And especially Gabby Chappie, who I think wrote an absolutely outstanding episode 5. Thank you to Rape Crisis and the SARC. You do incredible work and your help and advice were invaluable. Getting this right for you was the most important thing to us. So thank you so much for helping us and supporting us. Finally, thank you to the people of Shetland for making us so welcome. And Peter and Sissy, I love you.
Shetland's a fantastic place to shoot. Difficult to get to, but once you're there, it's easy in some ways. You know, because people there are so supportive of it. And so in some ways getting there is difficult, but once you're there, it's actually quite straightforward.
I think this, especially this award, actually, because it's for, you know, it's everybody's efforts, you know, the whole team. This means an awful lot. I think this is fantastic because, you know, we did good.
It means everybody's recognised by this one, so I think it is special.
I think, as Dougie said in his speech from the runner, the whole way, it takes many people to make it.
Outstanding contribution to film.
Come on, your family, sit down. Now, a very important thing to remember, pudding is the enemy of creativity. Anybody who's worked with us will understand that. And also, the other thing, this is just ridiculous. Thank you so much, BAFTA Scotland. You just know where, you know what makes sense. It's really sweet. That's lovely to see that. Just so many memories coming of all these moments. Can I just, I think most of the people in this room have worked with us, so, you know, give yourselves a round of applause. And I'm really sorry that there's a lot of people who aren't here. There weren't enough seats. But Ken is absent, but he did actually give me a message. And I'm trying to make it work here. Oh my God. Good. So, he's not here, and he's a bit pissed off about it, and he was trying to find a way to get up here, but he couldn't make it. And anyway, this is a message from Ken. Well, this is really shocking, by the way. What can I say? He's adopting the language. I wouldn't have missed this for anything. As we footballers say, I'm gutted, sick as a parrot. Annoyingly, I have to go for an MOT, and there's a queue at the garage. So that's my excuse. Feeble, I know. Anyway, as I realised long ago, the team is so well organised it plays brilliantly whatever the circumstances. With Davy as the midfield general, spraying passes around the pitch, how can we ever go wrong? Is there a big silver cup to hold aloft tonight? There ought to be, and a medal for each and every member in the gang. You have all been and are a wonderful, talented, loyal and hilarious group of friends. I daren't list all the names. There have been a few changes over the years, but everyone is remembered with affection and everyone has made a special and individual contribution. Whatever we've done together. And as they say, there's no I in the team. I don't know if Pete Murphy is there tonight. Yes. He is. But I hope he's got his shorts on. They always seem to be in my eye line. David Gilchrist and Michael Queen are the best double act since Morecambe and Wise. And Fergus's entire team always play a blinder, with a special mention to the absent Bobby G. We share a secret. Colleen and Caroline always find the most beautiful, brilliant people for us to film. So many memories and so many good comrades. And of course, I hadn't read this before, the person reading this has made it all possible. The Peebles answer to Joan of Arc and Mother Teresa in one. I am from Peebles, despite the accent. Finally, if by any chance there's a wee baldy trying to look anonymous. Sorry, it's past the watershed. He's the one to blame for refusing to give an inoffensive pensioner a bit of peace and quiet. Please send photographic evidence of any misbehaviour as it happens. And let's stick around a bit longer, shall we? We need to keep our motto alive. Just one more time. All that time.
After seeing that wonderful farmer deliver that cow and make it come alive after 8 minutes, I think making films is really a doddle, you know. So should we have a sense of perspective, I think, about it all. Yeah. Actually, I know, Edith, thanks for tonight. To keep that going for an hour and a half was brilliant. Thank you. We're actually totally knocked out with these kind words. Thank you very much. In fact, we've actually got a seat, one empty seat there. And if I'd known that, Edith, we might have invited someone who's helped us very recently, the Secretary of State for the DWP, Mr. Damien Green, who gave us great support by denouncing our film in Parliament without watching it. So thank you.
You've seen the trailer?
Well, actually, it gets better because he said, I've seen the trailers. There is only one, but he didn't obviously realise it was the same one he was watching again and again. So thank you. Anyway, table number 6 and table 15 is just full of people who have helped us along the way, who have made these films, and in front of the camera and behind the camera. And it really is, this prize is actually a recognition of collaboration, the art of filmmaking. Fellow dreamers, thank you very much.
Just overwhelmingly proud. We both come from Scotland, and so, you know, to be honoured in this way by our own country is pretty damn special, but you know, this is absolutely for the family. I mean, it's a big family, and a lot of them are from here. So it's the best possible place for us to get a prize, and it's not just for us, it really is for the team. Well,
I'll tell you a story about Ken when it was just after The Wind That Shakes the Barley. We were walking along the road in Glasgow. It was closing time. We went by the Scotia pub, and it was just after The Wind That Shakes the Barley, so that didn't entertain all of our brothers in this city in the same way. And so this guy came out of the pub, kicked the door open, and only as a drunk can, caught Ken's eye, and he goes, "Are you who I think you are?" And Ken took a step back. "You are who I think you are." And Ken still didn't know if he was going to get a smack in the mouth or not. And then he goes, "Well, I absolutely effing love you." And he sank the biggest kiss right on Ken's cheek that I ever saw and disappeared into the night. So I think Scotland has taken to him because of his massive contribution to all the work we've done here.
Right then, there you have it. 2016, congratulations to all the nominees and winners. Thank you to all the presenters and partners, and to you all for attending, to you watching at home. Bye-bye. And supporting excellence in the art form of the movement image. I've been Edith Bowman, wishing you a very good night. Thank you very much. Take care.